Krishna. Very well, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Resuming from Rinam Vyakaranam, Karaka Prakaranam, Sutra 705, Bhavishyati. So we had begun the Akyata Pratyas, the understanding and the usages. So in continuation of that, Bhavishyati, the word Bhavishyati is to be described in the subsequent sutras. Kalki. A Kalki Pratyaya is applied after a dhatu in the future tense. For example, Balir Indro Bhavishyat. Bali Maharaj.
I do not hear you.
Very well, Hare Krishna. Now, is it audible now? Hare Krishna. Hare Bol, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay. So, for example, Bali. So, this is continuation of yesterday's lessons. The Bhavishyati. So, this is the future tense. The first one
So
is,
you're going to record?
yeah, it's recording.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. Kalki. A Kalki Pratyaya is applied after dhatu in the future tense. So, Balir Indro Bhavishyati. Bali Maharaj will be Indra. So, a Kalki Pratyaya is used here, Syati, Syataha, Syanti, and so on. A Kalki Pratyaya is applied after a dhatu in the general future. Thus, a Kalki Pratyaya is applied in Balir Indro Bhavishyati, even though the future is not of the same day. And a Kalki Pratyaya is also applied when the future is of the same day. As in Sayam Krishnam Drakshyami, I will see Krishna in the evening, for example. It looks to me like the point you were discussing yesterday, or rather saying, that even Bhutesha could be applied for both Adyatana and Anadyatana. Bhuteshwara was for Anadyatana, we know. Bhutesha could be applied for both Adyatana and Anadyatana, a general past. Similarly, Kalki here is used for general future, whether Adyatana or Anadyatana. Anadyatane, Bal Kalki, Rashankayam, Adyatane cha. A Bal Kalki Pratyaya is applied after Dhatu in the future tense, which is not of the same day. But when doubt is understood, it can also be applied after dhatu in the future tense, which is of the same day. So, so generally, Balkalki is applied for Anadyatana Vishyakal, which is not of the same day, future. An example of the first part of this sutra is Shvaha Krishnam Drashta Parashva. He will see Krishna tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow. The drashta, so ta, tara, taras, the pratyayas were there. This drashta looks like a noun, like drashta, drashtara, drashtara, coming up from the word drashtri, but it's a verb here. It's quite tricky, this one. And an example of the second part is iyam nanu kada gantava gantaya krishnam viksharoditi. When indeed will she, uh, who cries when she sees Krishna go? I think, acha, the way they translate it makes it little blur technical. Like, so when indeed, so iyam nanu. So nanu raises a question here, like a doubt or a question. So iyam, she, nanu, kada, ganta. When will she go? Who, ya, who cries, Roditi, upon seeing Krishna? Uh, I think the verb here, like ganta, is connected with iyam, right? But in the translation, it sounds like maybe it's like an explicit usage of the English language. I don't know. You can say, but it sounds like the verb go is connected with Krishna. What do you think, Madhaji? What's your opinion? Like, when indeed will she rise when she?
So Ganta is
Ganta is
out.
connected with iyam, like she who cries
Yeah.
upon seeing Krishna. But here in the translation, it sounds like the verb is connected with Krishna. I mean, the way it has been translated looks a little absurd.
Yeah, it does look like Go is supposed to be connected with Krishna, but I don't understand. So Ganta, sorry, what kind of a thing is it?
Ganta is
Is it
Balkalki.
Balakalki?
Yeah,
It
Ganta
is
is
Balakalki.
yeah, it is Balkalki and it's connected with iyam. Um, it can't be connected with Krishnam here because Krishnam is the object, the karma, right? Krishnam, it's not Krishna. So there's no question of that. The translation.
Well, he's the object of Vikshya, like he was the one who is seen.
Hmm.
So yeah, what? How would you do
So,
that?
yeah, so when will
Like
she,
it
when will
can't be the Karta of Ganta.
no Krishna can't be here. So iyam nanu
Huh.
Ganta kada nanu indeed when will she go who cries upon seeing Krishna? Let's say Amrita, what Amrita says. The word
Maybe
Shwas,
it should be that she's going. Actually, you're thinking maybe it's a mistranslation.
no, I'm sure about what Sanskrit is saying. I'm just discussing the usage of this translation, the English one.
Yeah.
The
Huh.
word Shwas tomorrow is an avyaya, which indicates the future tense. In this regard, Amar Kosha says, Hyo gate hyo gate na gate nihi parashvas tatpare ahani. Here's reference to the day just.
Actually, sorry. The English, it actually does say that she's going. When indeed will she go? And she being the one who cries when she sees Krishna. It's because it's a very long
Hmm,
phrase. It's hard to parse.
yeah.
So yeah, it is she. Okay.
Amar Kosha says, so here's reference to the day just passed yesterday. Um, Shwas refers to the day which has not yet come tomorrow. And Parashwas, like we say Paraso. In Hindi we say Paraso. So that's coming up from the word, Sanskrit word Parashwas, refers to the day after that. So the day after. Regarding the example beginning Iyam Nanu Kadaganta, doubts like will she go home today or will she become bewildered arise since she who longs to see Krishna is not returning. This sutra is a general rule. It is not an apavada of the Kalki Pratyaya ordained in the previous sutra. Thus, the Kalki Pratyaya is also used in future tense, which is not of the same day. not on the same day, right? For example, in Bhagavatam, we find Vasudeva Grihe Sakshat Bhagavan Purushah Parah Janishyate. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, who has full potency, will personally appear as the son of Vasudeva. So Janishyate, te aate ante. Yavat Purabhyam Achyutah Kada Karhibhyam Balkalki Kalki Cha. When there is connection with the words Yavat and Pura, um, hmm, I was reading commentary on this Harinamamrita Vyakaran, like Amrita and Bala. So I'm going through the Sanskrit, the commentaries. So one very nice thing very nice discussions are there in those commentaries. So very relishing. Uh, so I came upon this Hari Kamalani, right? Kachatatapa Hari Kamalani. So the word Kamala is glosed as, just a side point. So Kamala is glosed as Kam iti Ambho. Ambho is Jal. So Alati, Kamala, right? Alati iti. So Kam refers to Ambho, the water, and Alati, the word refers to Ukshayati, which decorates. So basically, which decorates the water. That is Kamala. Nice one. Ambho Bhushe Alati. So
So
Alankar.
there's a way of saying that definition in Sanskrit, right? Like kam
Yeah.
alati iti kamala or something
Yeah.
like that?
So in the Sanskrit it was Kam Ambho Alati Bhushayati Iti. So
I see.
I wrote it
Okay.
this way. Kam Ambho.
Okay, so it is just like that without the equal signs. Okay.
Yeah. So Kam Ambho Alati Bhushayati Iti Kamala. So that which decorates the water. Very nice, like and yeah, such very nice discussions and elaborate discussions are there. Hmm. Salpa, Analpar. Anyhow. So when there is connection with the words Yavat and Pura, an Achit Pratyaya is applied after a dhatu in the future tense. And when there is connection with the words Kada and Karhi, uh, a Balkalki Kalki or Achit Pratyaya is applied after dhatu in the future tense. So for example, examples of the first part of the sutra are Yavat Pashyami Krishnam. I'll surely see Krishna. So Pura Pashyami Krishnam. I will surely see Krishna. Now here Pura is used in the future tense. And we had one sutra yesterday where Pura was referring to the past, like Pura, and then the other elements. An example of the second part is Kada Pashyami. Like there's one shloka, Kada Drakshyami Nandasya Balakam, right? Kada Drashtami Krishnam, Kada Drakshyami Krishnam. Likewise with Karhi Pashyami, and so on. Drashta, Drakshyami. Only the Avyaya Yavat is accepted here. Thus, the rule does not apply in Yavat Ashishyate Tavat Rakshami. As long as it will remain, that long I will watch. Looks like this is. Yeah, this is. Yeah, the Adhikar Bhavishyati ends here. So, Amrita says Yavat and Pura here are avyayas. In this regard, Amara Kosha says Yavat Tavachya Sakalye Vadhav Mane Vadharane. Yavat and Tavat are used in the senses of totality, limit, measurement, and affirmation. And Syat Prabandhe Kiratite Nikatagami ke Pura. Pura is used in the senses of continuity, distant past, and immediate future. So in the examples here, yavat expresses the idea of avadharana, affirmation, or in other words, nishchaya, a certainty, and pura expresses the idea of immediate future. In the counter example, yavat ashishyate tavad rakshyami, yavat and tavad are not avyayas but are words which end in the tat pratyaya avatu, applied in the sense of tat pariman. Sankshodhani says, commenting on the equivalent Paninian Sutra, Yavat Pura Nipatayor Lat. Siddhant Kaumadi says, Nipata Vedo Nishchayam Dyotayadaha. These two Nipatas of Vyayas express certainty. Nishchayam Dyotayadaha. Yeah. Vartamana Samipya Vartamana Vadva Bhakshati Cha. When the past time or future time is close to the present time, this one we were discussing yesterday as well. Some hint was given before. So when the past time or the future time is close to the present time, it's called samipya. The pratyaya which is applied after dhatu is optionally the same as that used for the present tense. Optionally the same. So that means, in reply to the question, kada tvam krishnam adrakshihi, when did you see Krishna? Or kada tvam krishnam drakshasi, when will you see Krishna? He says, esha pashyami, just now I saw, or just now I will see. In the other case, the pratyaya applied after dhatu is as before. Thus, when the option is not taken, we get esha adraksham. Just so once we use achyuta pratyayas, and once we use either the past tense pratyayas or the future tense pratyayas, and esha adraksham. Samipya is the same as samipa because it is formed by applying the pratyaya yang in the sense of the word's own meaning. Thus, the sutra means vartamanasya samipe te vartamanasya samipe bhavishyati cha dhatar uttare vartamana vadva pratyaya bhavanti. When past time or future time is close to the present time, the pratyayas which are applied after dhatu are optionally the same as those used for the present tense. The tadhita pratyaya vati here is used in the sense of complete likeness. In examples like esha, pashyami, and so on, the words eshaha, ayam, and so on are used to indicate the present time. Okay. Thus, the meaning is idanim eva apashyam, just now I saw, or idanim eva drakshyami, just now I will see. Similarly, the krit pratyayakta can be applied in the present tense by this rule. For example, in reply to the question, kada agacha, when did you come? He says, ayam agatoham. Just now I came. Agatoham. Yeah, this is used. And similarly, in reply to the question, kada gamishyasi, when will you go? He says, gachantameva mam vriddhi. Know that I'm just now going. Gachantameva. Why do we say close to the present time? Consider kada agato bhavan. When did you come? Like, this is distant past. To which he replies, vartamana masat purvasmin mase agacham. I came in the month previous to the current one. This was distant past, so proper past tense. Even in English, like if I say, are you not going to the school, let's say. So a child can say, oh, I'm going. I'm just going. So he has not started that activity, that vyapar of going, gachati, the gamana kriya. But it is not wrong to say that I'm going. Although it's a future, but it's allowed because it is, it has that samipya. Just now he'll be going. So I'm going. Vidhi tad vishaye kriyatipatto tvajito bhuta bhavishyato.
So a long time ago, when we did the pratyas in the first place, vidhi came much before this all these ones that we did, the Bhutesha and Bhuteshwara, and
Yeah.
I don't know what is the order like. How is that decided?
Mhm. Like I don't know about.
Oh,
I just take it as Jiva Goswami's own way of discussing it here,
okay.
because he brings Bhuta Vartamana first, then he discusses Bhuta, then Bhavishyat, and then he brings in the Samipya concept, merging both the Bhuta and Bhavishyat and the Vartamana. So, like,
Yeah, to me, this order here seems logical, but
right,
the
right.
previous one was
Mhm.
more arbitrary.
विधिः तद्विषये क्रियातिपत्तौ त्वजितो भूतभविष्यतो. अविधि प्रत्यय, विधि was yat yatam used, right? Avidhi pratyaya is applied after dhatu. But when there is a non-accomplishment of the action, an ajita pratyaya is applied in the same meaning as that of the vidhi pratyaya. So, kriyati pattau. Hmm. For example, these two are vibhutikara. Kriyati patti means non-accomplishment of the action. Um, Non-accomplishment of the action means the action is never actually performed. It is just theoretical. For example, in Shri Vrindavanam Chet Agamishyat, Krishna Adrakshat. If he would go to Vrindavan, he would see Krishna. It is understood in this example that the person will never actually go to Vrindavana. We are just talking about what would happen if he did. So that is Kriyati Pattav, non-accomplishment of the action. Um, One adhikara is a vidhi pratyaya is applied after a dhatu, and the other adhikara is but when there is non-accomplishment of the action, and ajit pratyaya is applied in the same meaning as the vidhi pratyaya, having thus generally described vidhi, he ordains it in a particular meaning. Hetu tat phalayor vidhis tad vishaye kalkishcha. A vidhi pratyaya is applied. So, after dhatu when a cause and its effect are understood. And a kalki pratyaya can also be applied in the same meaning as the vidhi pratyaya. So these two, the meaning of all these adhikaras is that a pratyaya or a kalki pratyaya is applied when the sense is just cause and effect, but an ajit pratyaya is applied in the same meaning as the vidhi pratyaya when there is non-accomplishment of the action. The kalki pratyaya is also applied in the same meaning as the vidhi pratyaya. Such is the case in the later sutras also. So, for example, Vrindavanam Chet Gachet Krishnam Pashet. If he goes to Vrindavanam, he will see Krishna. So this is um, the Vidhi Prayog, Gachet and Pashet. Likewise with Kalki, so Vrindavanam Chet Gamishyati Krishnam Drakshati. If he goes to Vrindavana, he will see Krishna. But this rule does not apply in Krishnam Pashyati iti Namaskruti. He sees Krishna and therefore offers obeisances. Because the cause and its effect are indicated simply by the word iti. Similarly, the rule does not apply in Krishna Pashyati Tasman Namaskruti. He sees Krishna and therefore offers obeisances either. An example when there is non-accomplishment of the action is Shri Vrindavanam Chet Agamishyat Krishnam Adrakshat. If he would go to Vrindavana, he would see Krishna. Hetu Tat Phalayo is a mere adhikara which requires Vidhan Sutra. So, thus, what has been shown here in terms of examples is actually in regard to the Vidhi Pratyaya, which will be ordained in the sense of Sambhavana, assumption. Hetu means Karana, and Tat Phala means Karya, effect, cause and effect. In the first, Prabhu Adhikara is a Vidhi Pratyaya is applied after Dhatu when the a cause and its effect are understood. And the second Prabhu Adhikara is a Kalki Pratyaya can also be applied in the same meaning as the Vidhi Pratyaya. Thus, it is indicated that the Vidhi Pratyaya ordained here is confined uh, to the future tense. In the example beginning Vrindavanam, the cause is found in first Vakya, Vrindavanam Ched Gachet, but the effect, namely seeing Krishna, is found in the second Vakya, Krishnam Pashyet. Therefore, the cause and the effect and the particular time, the future, are indicated simply by the Vakyas. But in Krishna Pashyati iti namaskurute, the relationship of cause and effect is indicated simply by the word iti, and thus neither a vidhi pratyaya nor a kalki pratyaya is applied. Rather, only an achyut pratyaya is applied. Similarly, neither a vidhi pratyaya nor a kalki pratyaya is applied in Krishnam Pashyati. Tasman namaskruti, because the relationship of cause and effect is indicated simply by the word tasma, therefore. With the example beginning Sri Vrindavanam, Jiva Goswami shows how an ajita pratyaya is used when the relationship of cause and effect is understood and there is non-accomplishment of the action. Here, going to Vrindavana is cause and saying Krishna is the effect, but neither the cause nor the effect are ever accomplished. Here also the non-accomplishment of the action is indicated simply by the vakyas. Actually, main thing is that vivakshaya. It's like the way the desire the speaker wanna convey his message. Everything depends on him. Because if you see, even like in the Vidhi Prayoga, even though it's like the Bhavishyat Prayoga in future tense, there also it is because it's future, the action is not yet accomplished even there in the Vidhi one. So very subtle difference between the usage in the Vidhi with the Vidhi Pratyayas and the Ajit Pratyayas. So it's
In
all.
English, there's something called a counterfactual hypothetical.
Mhm.
That seems to be like this Ajita. It's like you're just hypothetically, for the sake of argument, thinking what would happen
Mhm.
if something happened, but we don't actually think it will happen.
Mhm.
With in the Vidhi, it sounds like it should happen, but we don't know whether it'll happen or not.
Mhm. Yeah, one explanation given here is also that in the Vidhi usage, uh, it's upon some bhavana, assumption that okay, if he goes to Vrindavan, then he'll see Krishna and so on. So Sambhavana is the foundation in the Vidhi, and in the Ajita, it's just Kriyati Pattavu. But yeah, Sambhavana is there as well. So yeah, a very subtle difference. The structure of having the condition in one clause and the effect in other clause is um, called a conditional sentence in English grammar. That is basically uh, what is being ordained here. Because we see from the counterexamples that this rule does not apply when the relationship of cause and effect is established in any other way. In English grammar, the first clause which expresses the condition is called the, how do you say that, protasis? Um, and
Hypothesis.
hmm?
Oh, protasis. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And the second clause which expresses the conclusion or result is called the apodosis. I don't know how to say apodosis. In a conditional sentence, the first clause depends on the second clause to complete its meaning. For example, in Shri Vrindavanam Ched Agamishyat Krishnam Adrakshat, if we just said Shri Vrindavanam Ched Agamishyat, if we would go to Vrindavanam, the hearer would be left in suspense wondering what would happen if he would go to Vrindavan. Thus, the second clause, Krishnam Adrakshat, he would see Krishna, is required to state to, yeah, to, to sate the hearer's curiosity. It is with this in mind that Jiva Goswami included the word Sakangsham in such a way that a complement is required in Sutra 270. An example of Ajita used in the past tense was given in 5635. Yadi Krishna avataro na abhavishyat, tada daitya mukta na abhavishyan. So if Krishna had not descended, the demons would not have been liberated. Hmm.
I should go in 3 minutes.
Yeah, we'll just do one shloka. So Canto 1, Chapter 9, and text 31.
I got a little surprised when I was doing this unfocused.
Text 31. विशुद्धया धारणया हताशुभ तदीक्षयैवाशु गतायुधश्रमः निवृत्तसर्वेन्द्रियवृत्तिविभ्रमस्तुष्टावजन्यं विसृजन् जनार्दनम् विशुद्धया अनया अनासक्तया धारणया भावनया हताशुभः हतम् अशुभं यस्य सः तदीक्षया तस्य श्रीकृष्णस्य कृपादृष्ट्या एव आशु गतायुधश्रमः शीघ्रं विगता आयुधाश्रमा रणक्लेशायस्य सः ओके आयुधाश्रमा रणक्लेशायस्य निवृत्त सर्वेन्द्रिय वृत्ति विभ्रम निवृत्तः निरस्तः सर्वेन्द्रिय वृत्तीनां विभ्रम विविधं भ्रमणं यस्मात् सः भीष्मः जन्यं देहं विसृजन् त्यजन् जनार्दनं लोकपातारं भगवन्तं तुष्टाव तोषयामास. So what happened now is Bhishma Dev, whose all inauspiciousness has ended, like Atam. How? By Anaya Anasakteya Bhavanaya. By the detached mentality, the consciousness. So no attachment was there. So all inauspiciousness um, ended. Like then by Kripa Drishtiya, by the merciful glance of Sri Krishna, quickly, Ashu, he was relieved of all, like, shrama. What is shrama? Like uh, the labor, you know, the hard work, the labor, yeah, he had done, or yeah, all the suffering by fighting, by all the klesha, the misery going on in the battlefield. So he became totally relieved of all those things by the merciful glance of Krishna, Shri Krishna, and also he also was relieved in the sense that all his senses and the activities of senses of going towards this object sense objects, so the senses became steady, so cessation of the senses, yeah, the execution of senses in the, yeah, so vividam brahmanam yasmat, so basically his senses became calm and they were no longer active into enjoying the sense objects. So while leaving his body, Deham Tyajan, he satisfied the Lord Janardana, who is the maintainer, the protector of the planets, Lokapadaram, who is the Lord himself. So next is Bhishmadev Uvacha, and he's speaking to Lord Krishna. And that's the famous uh, Bhishma Stuti actually. So yes. So we'll complete here. We'll resume the next weekend. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Dandavat Pranam.